on into our champ select. Personally, I would take the Talon duo before the Alpha duo, but Alpha have an opportunity to try and prove me wrong here, as they'll be on the blue side, Talon on red.
Very exciting things for Alpha, as they're 5-5 currently. Meanwhile, Talon have dropped a few games here and there, but they're looking pretty strong still. Meanwhile, Alpha is going to straight up ban the Senna. And, what does Talon wish to respond? Because today, we've seen a lot of power picks being unleashed, and it seems to me this match in particular will not be that day.
Yeah, so Senna being taken away, as well as the Aphelios. Syndra going to be banned out here against Candy. That makes sense. He's been picking that up a couple times.
Assassin has been very unpredictable in his picks in the mid lane, but he's slowly shifted towards the air quote regular picks. He has picked Zoe already, so the Syndra ban could either be, of course, a target ban on towards Candy, which Candy has never played before, by the way. So either that could be a potential setup for a Zoe first pick, perhaps, by Alpha Esports, or they can opt for getting the Misfortune for Atlin here, as he's been playing that 7 times. That is unexpected from Alpha Esports.
Well, they get rid of the Rek'Sai, and they might as well then get the comfort pick there for Catjug right away, so they're going to try and get a little bit of an attack toward this jungle mid duo, as River will not be able to play the Rek'Sai once again.
Yeah, it's understandable. The second best pick for Talon Esports' jungler. River does like the Lee Sin as well, so I guess it's also a good takeaway from River, and as well as the comfort pick from Catjug, so he has to choose either Gragas or Lee Sin. Meanwhile, that's giving away a lot of power picks on towards Talon. You have the set, you have the Misfortune. Now that I think about it, Ornn is actually open, so I guess they're not going to be taking that one this time around.
Now, in response, though, it's going to be the set getting locked in. I expect Hanabi to play the set, but you know, the last 2 sets we've seen today have been going down in a support role, and I'm still not convinced that it should be played down in the bot lane, but we'll see if Talon wish to go with that. Some flexibility when it comes to the pick, but that does mean for Assassin, he can also take away the LeBlanc, so a lot of Candy's pool starting to be already taken away from him.
This is actually the special, the Alpha special, the duo special of Catjug and Assassin. So these are their heavily favored pickups for this duo. Meanwhile, hover towards that Aatrox, which has been the favorite of Rock. He has played that 7 times, by the way. So that's the 8th time they're picking up the Aatrox for Rock. So the obvious favorite pick. And meanwhile, Lissandra, if this gets locked in.
So Lissandra for Candy here offers a little bit of lockdown, as well as just some overall AoE to pile on to that Misfortune pickup. Not a bad idea, especially when you have a LeBlanc that's going to be trying to jump all over the place. If you can get within range, you'll lock her down, and then you can burst her out. Interesting note for it to come out of Talon here, as I do believe that's the first time we're seeing it for Candy.
Yeah, you can definitely punish aggressive distortions with an easy route from the Lissandra and just combo from there. It works really, really well, especially a nice setup with the bullet time if you want to try and catch someone off guard with a pick-off potential, especially come level 6. And meanwhile, we see a lot of jungler focused bans for Alpha Esports. River did play Kindred before. It has worked. Sejuani would also be a good fallback, as you already have, you know, the Misfortune in there for your damage.
Alright, so we're going to get rid of the Varus here from Talon, as well as the Ezreal. So trying to lock down what Atlin is having available to him. And they also get first rotation pick. So this is going to likely force Atlin onto a new pick for himself. That does mean, though, for Unified, he's also played like the Jinx and the Xayah, so those are both options if they really want to fall back onto some other picks here, as Unified's shown himself to have a pretty decent champion pool.
Not very worried, right, for Unified. You did mention he has a very decent champion pool. But on the other hand, though, Alpha Esports, Atlin does have a similar pool with the Jinx And that's going to be a Gragas
Oh.
jungle getting picked up by River. He hasn't played this one yet. And again, he has opted more on the Rek'Sai and the Lee Sin. So, I mean, early game, Gragas can be very painful.
All right, so they might just go back onto this Jinx, and that looks like it's going to be the plan with a lot of options taken away from Atlan here. Has played it before, so like you mentioned, not out of the question for him to pick this one up in the situation. Now for the final lock-in. Well, you might as well I say you go just Braum.
Get the Braum, get that value off that shield to block out the bullet time from Misfortune.
Or they're just going to go super safe.
This actually works well for a safe laning phase for Jinx. So this is going to be the attack for Alpha Esports on the bottom side of the map. Meanwhile for Talon, what do you get as your support for this Misfortune?
Again, we might also be seeing the big Swapperoo.
Oh yeah, that's true.
Might see the set down in bot lane still. It's happened twice, back to back. So this could be, again, a big flex. The mystery pick of Talon.
Or never mind.
Oh yeah, there you go. We got ourselves another set support. What? Where
What
does
has
this
been
come
today?
from? Where has this come from? Like, why is everyone picking this up now all of a sudden? Like halfway through the day, they're like, set support's a thing. Let's play set support.
This is actually a pretty good for bot lane because it's a good what do you call this? It's a good initiation tool. You're going to be very aggressive in the bottom side of the map with a set, especially come level 6. Considering that's also a Jinx that will heavily rely on a Tomcat to devour to be safe. But the options of engage are a lot for Talon. I cannot emphasize enough how scared I am for Atlan here on this Jinx.
Yeah, you know, he does have a Kench, but still, that's a lot of people. He got a Lissandra that's going to be clawing her way in. You also have Gragas that can try and separate the Jinx from the rest of her squad. You also got the Gangplank ultimate. You also got Seth that's going to be jumping in. Your front line, though, for Talon, they have to decide who's going to be in. Is it going to be this Gragas, or are you just going to get really tanky and just use your casket for mainly disengage and rely on everybody else to try and protect this Misfortune? Or, you know, is the set going to try and act as a front line? We've seen it happen before with the set support where it doesn't really pay off in the end, but we'll see. Our final game of the night loads on in.
This could be the day. We've had several redemption stories for certain champions in the PCS, and set support has not been working well. Maybe Talon will change things around for this particular unique pick.
Now, what happens if Talon actually win with set support? Is all the other teams playing it wrong? Is that's what's happened
That could
in the
be it.
PCS? Where Kaiwing knows the secret of the set support? He has studied the VODs. He knows exactly what to do in the matchup. Who knows? This is our final game of the night. For Alpha, this would push their record to a 6-5, just slightly above even for themselves when it comes to their ratio. Talon, much needed victory if they want to stay in contention toward the top 3. Because I believe Berjaya actually are now contesting them. Since Berjaya, I believe, are 9-4?
They're doing great. They were, I think, one of the biggest surprises coming into the PCS.
8-5. I was trolling. I thought they won the last game. But still, yeah, technically, Talon now sit 4th.
And that has been, again, a lot of exceeded expectations, a lot of perhaps disappointments coming into the PCS, but all is good because we love unpredictable League of Legends. But that ward will, the ward near that red buff will spot up.
Hello. A little bit of a tussle early on here. Kaiwing. We got that Haymaker. Gets a decent chunk of damage back there onto Kino. As Atlan got the lethal tempo and the rockets, so he's able to do a decent chunk of damage early in level 1.
The bottom lane, but as I was saying, Talon Esports is aware that their movements are being tracked by Alpha Esports as they've spotted Assassin laying that ward over there at red side. But yeah, the bot lane though, this is going to be the expected outcome versus the Jinx and Unified with the rockets outranging basically, you know, the Misfortune over there. And it's kind of awkward because you don't have that aggressive engage tool. Basically, Kaiwing just wants to walk straight at you, so therefore you are ready for that
I see Assassin already positioned himself up a little more, and oh, that's unfortunate timing from Catjung as he's going to spot out River. Does River try and contest this in the 1v1? Assassin's actually already pushed up his lane. Candy's nearby to also respond. Let's see where they want to go with this one, as it is secured by River, so he's not going to get 3 buff. Chain is going to land from the LeBlanc. Candy sidesteps away from the Q of the Lee Sin, but you still see Catjung and Assassin. This duo trying to steal everything, as River's going to have to contest just over his Raptors.
Raptor stolen completely by Catjung as
Oh,
River.
he just watches poor River. But a nice job here, like you mentioned, getting that vision down early, was able to track where River was going to be in the jungle, and it slows down his pace just a little bit.
Definitely, and we see, again, another contest here.
It never stops, it seems, as River's going to get himself the body slam. Assassin over the side here, flash on forward, gets the chain down, that forces out the root, in comes the Q, and Catjung goes over the wall, and that's first blood going in favor of Alpha, as Candy has to retreat back to the mid lane.
You know, we keep saying that we haven't really seen the Catjung Assassin synergy. Now this is it. Now at the second round robin for everybody, Alpha Esports, taking it down. And unexpectedly here, as River probably didn't really foresee this turn of events for Assassin to even flash in. And then that is actually the best part about, you know, having a Lee Sin and LeBlanc. You just basically get that tether, you safeguard, and then get that cute, easy aim for, you know, that Lee Sin. And that's how this lane will work throughout the laning phase for, you know, Catjung and Assassin.
So a good start here for Alpha. We're going to slow down what is usually the driving catalyst for Talon's success is River in the jungle to try and get his lane snowballing in ahead. Now it's going to rely on Talon's lanes to actually perform well here, as River not necessarily got the momentum in his back, but he's actually going to try and go for a bit of a steal here as Catjung's on the bot side of the map.
Ooh, for steal, it's going to be a dive.
Dive, though, going to come out. Let's see. Predators pop. Decent amount of damage coming out. Rock, though, still getting a decent chunk of damage. He might go for the 1v1 on River. River gets the smite, but Rock is able to sustain himself, and that's going to be a kill onto the Aatrox. It's gone bad to worse here for Talon.
Oh, that is just unfortunate. They had the correct play, but unfortunately, it is definitely not what you want here, as Rock, actually River, ate 1 tower hit. And the smite in onto that minion will not be enough to heal you. And at that point, it's just going to be 0-2 start on the first 6 minutes of the game for Talon Esports. This is definitely unusual for this team.
And now that puts them well behind, as River doesn't even get to finish off his jungle item component. It's actually gone for the 2 little bits of each, so not the start they're looking for by any means. Catjung is going to be very happy. Rock is going to be ecstatic. Just got a free kill up in that top lane, pretty much.
And a highlight reel at that on his favorite champion, I assume. Been picking that up most of the time. Again, this is his 8th time on the Aatrox.
Yeah, the Aatrox is always go-to. Meanwhile, bot lane, Kai Wing, immediately, Haymaker combo comes out, trying to get a little bit of damage, but Kino is able to assist Talon and get him to safety.
Tons of wards in favor of Alpha Esports there on the River side near the Dragon, so they're able to spot out any sort of aggressive maneuver. This is it again, another roam, level 6 though for Assassin. They're going to get this blue buff, and I don't think Talon Esports is aware of this take. Gragas will come, River will come back knowing that there's no blue buff anymore. And River is actually 2 levels behind Catjung, so that hurts Talon Esports' early game for sure. Oh dear. I've never seen River this behind.
Yeah, for River, usually he's the one that comes out ahead. And honestly, this kind of looks similar to the losses that we have seen Talon take, where, you know, a gank or 2 doesn't go in favor of River, and he kind of goes into a shutdown mode where he's not able to really do a whole lot. So to see him now trying to recover. That's going to be the question here. Is Talon able to recover from a rough start in their games?
And that is exactly the problem, because looking back at the past, remember Alpha Esports were the first ones who forced out a weakness out of AHQ, who was undefeated at the time. And they were also the ones that defeated Talon Esports as well. So will history repeat itself? Because looking at the initial parts of the game, Alpha Esports seemed to be very confident. Meanwhile, Kaiwing, waiting for the correct timing as Atlin is quite close to that brush. I'm nervous. Kino's already there.
Oh boy. Kaiwing, tried to get the face breaker, wasn't able to find it.
I love the little baits that Kino did. Sorta jitter walking towards that brush over there. Meanwhile, level 5 still for both. Actually, level 6 already for Unified and Kaiwing. Cat Jug, though. Insanely low.
Very low here. Assassin jumps in, gets the root onto Candy. Candy a little bit low here. The distortion is there and able to dodge away from River, but still Cannon Barrage now going to come out. River, though, does not have enough mana to use his ultimate, so he can't finish off the kill.
That is actually very unfortunate for Talon, but at least, level 6 already. That is the time where you can make more aggressive plays when you gank the lane. Try to use that cask to reposition your enemy. Let's take a look at that again. So Cat Jug gets the Q win, but just gets the tomb near that tower. So he ate a lot of tower hits. And because of the incoming wave that is about to arrive, it blocks out the Q of Cat Jug, therefore basically denying a kill away from Alpha Esports.
And there we go. So Alpha Esports not able to get that third kill, and that might have been the dam breaker, you could say, to cause the flood for Alpha, as Candy was able to survive just a little bit. River, though, fortunately has not been able to make any impact on the map. Assassin's been pretty much controlling this matchup in mid. And Rock here is now posing a big threat, as he's already gotten himself the one kill. He's not getting a massive CS lead or anything, as Hanabi's been able to kind of slow him down just a little bit. But I feel like for Alpha, it's going to be whether or not we see a TP play or one of those big team fights, especially if they're going to start contesting Rift Heralds like this, whether or not Talon are going to try and answer.
I agree. I mean, Talon with the double teleport, you have that Lissandra as well to lock in key targets. Especially, I'm looking at Atlin right now, who would be the most vulnerable. But because of a lot of heavy vision control over that bottom side of the map for Alpha Esports, Katja able to respond with a Rift Herald take. This could be a potential dive by Alpha Esports.
Well, let's see. It's
Okay.
going to be Shelly making her trip up toward the tower to get a little bit of turret plating. Gets some gold over to Cat Jug, I do believe. Gets it? I didn't see it go over to Rock there.
Interesting. No, because Cat Jug already left lane because
Okay.
Assassin. That was actually pretty smart, because you use the bloom to get vision, and they spotted out Kaiwing rotating at top side. So Cat Jug was like, okay, I'm just going to back away. I guess no one got the goal. I want to make sure later on.
Yeah, we'll see that later. Maybe the particle was just bugged and we didn't see it. Does happen sometimes as a spectator, but still. 1,300 gold lead. Assassin. Candy. That's not exactly where you want to be. Here comes River. Scooting along here. That's going to be the ultimate pop, but in comes Cat Jug. Beautiful kick. Easy does it. Into the showstopper, though, comes the set as Kaiwing wants to join in onto the party. Kino's going to get himself back to safety for Cat Jug. Another distortion in. Gets rooted there. Assassin getting a little bit low. Has to be careful as they back off.
Nope.
Still going aggressive here.
I would be afraid. That is just an easy route if you distortion aggressively like that, and that could be the play. River coming in, not expecting a whole lot of that kick over there. That was just so clean from Cat Jug, eliminating the Gragas immediately, so River will be out of that fight right away. Good sidestep coming from Assassin to avoid the blunt damage of Haymaker. But all of these fights Alpha Esports are finding, and Catjug is just performing, and as well as Assassin here, really, really well.
There we go. It's going to be the Dragon Surge up here by Alpha. As they're looking for their second one of the game. Going to get a little bit extra damage. Meanwhile, looks like Talon is just not looking to respond here, as Catjung's easily going to take that.
Beautifully done. Very clean. The second Dragon of the game for Alpha Esports now. And now where do you bank on? For River, I mean, for Talon Esports, you also have to worry about Atlan later on. Especially Alpha Esports do like to play the slower pace, especially if the gold lead is not that significant just yet. They are welcome to slow the game out and bank on certain players for Alpha Esports, and that would be Atlan. Assassin and Catjug, again, doing a phenomenal job so far in the early phases of the game. But with that said, there's the electrocute proc, half HP already. Candy.
Ooh, Candy. He's got the corrupting pot though ticking, so he's going to get himself back up to health. But Assassin, you can see how aggressive he has been in the lane. Feeling comfortable. Talon, the real lane going in their favor at least, has been this bot lane. The MF starting to get a little bit of an advantage. Has the Essence Reaver completed. Catjung coming over toward the side. As Assassin's also going to go over the wall. Candy not even going to take the bait here.
So much vision coming from Alpha Esports, as Talon just tried to de-ward that part of the map. New wards just sprout right back and just denying a lot of control over at that river. And now it's kind of like eeny, meeny, miny, mo for River. What lane should I gank at this point? And looks like, you know, bot lane has been chosen.
Catjung going to appear toward the top lane, though. Hanabi, it's been a while, as the kick is going to be there. Q is also going to land, ends up using his ultimate, trying to go to safety. Rock, though, underneath the tower. He's going to trade back the one kill. As oh! He got the level up as well as the safeguard to keep him alive. And they don't even get a kill back on the side of Talon. That was beautifully done here by Alpha. You can see Catjung got the confidence going into the 1v1 now against Candy. Doesn't even have his ultimate proto belt away from Candy to try and get a little bit of distance between the two members. We'll look at bot lane now. River looking to pose for the dive. Alpha are going to see this. Here goes the showstopper. In comes the teleport, though. And oh, no!
Oh!
That was disaster there for River. He ended up using the casket to get the team to safety, but he instead ended up helping Alpha, as the bullet time does no damage.
How unfortunate. The potential unsynergized chain of skills that was displayed, and now this is going to be another dive. River,
unfortunately, he's going to try and get a little bit of the body slam. There is also the Super Mega Death Rocket. Zap is also there. One more auto will do it for Atlan, but he's slow underneath the tower. He's got nowhere to run. And that's going to be River getting back a free kill. Hanabi is going to rejoin in onto the fight. He's come all the way down from top, but meanwhile, Rock is still here. He's going to swing away at Unified. He picks up one. He's looking for another one before he gets taken down, but Hanabi, the parlay, midair is able to take him out.
Good job by Talon Esports, especially Unified, walking towards turret range, so you force Rock to walk over you and eat a couple of shots. But this is quite a messy dive, initiated by Kaiwing, and the cast just practically saved Kino and Atlan over there, and it was just quite unfortunate. They could have gotten a kill. That could have been the best execution, or the best thing that could have happened in the first few minutes of the unfortunate start for Talon.
Yeah, Talon, it keeps going downhill here. It's not how you're really hoping this game was to go. You know, maybe River gets shut down a little bit early, but this is now, what, 3 kills now that have been taken, as River can't really do anything. He at least gets one back, but
Atlan,
little do you know, if River gets caught out again, that just means there's now gold back onto River. Oh, it's a bit of a, they call these ones fiestas, as unfortunately only one team showed up for the fiesta. The other one's playing serious League of Legends, as it's 6-2 now for Alpha.
Alpha Esports definitely having a fun time here against Talon, especially we saw Catjug just basically zone out Candy there with a 1v1 at the top side of the map, and now Alpha looking forward to getting this outer tower in the mid lane out of the way. But that's 20 seconds on the clock for Mountain Drake to spawn. And Talon Esports having a lot of vision over that part of that area. So that's at least is for them.
But it is still now about a 2,500 gold lead. And they got themselves at least the ward coverage there on the side of Alpha to see whether or not Talon are even going to try and attempt this. Cat Jung, though, is huge. He just finished his Black Cleaver as well as his Warrior Enchant. This Lee Sin hits like a truck. Alpha does the rest of the squad, too, as now they're also going to pop Rift Herald in mid lane. This is now Talon having to give up mid lane priority while trying to take this Dragon, which is still at 50-50. Tower goes down. Shelly's still pushing. Someone's got to deal with it. But Assassin's waiting to see whether or not Candy's going to go over the wall. Double distortion on in to the chain. Rock looking for a flank here. Candy doesn't have anywhere left to go. And Talon are starting to panic because they got nowhere left to run.
Dragon.
Super Mega Death Rocket goes down. Dragon secured by Catjung. And everything is going in favor of Alpha as it's another beautiful kick coming out from Catjung. Hanabi's the last one standing in the river. Kaiwing's trying to get over to safety. Well, unfortunately this set, he may be a tanky boy, but he's still a dead boy. It's the ace for Alpha.
What a massive team fight by Alpha Esports. They get everything that I needed. They had an amazing display of just, you know, target priority here. And that was a beautiful kick coming from Catjug. The Dragon, the mid lane, inner and outer as well. They won a lot. Teleport.
Assassin might be caught out here as Candy looking to take him on down. And oh! Oh, that's unfortunate. Candy! Can he finish off the kill? Assassin's going to have his distort back up, and Candy can't finish it. Oh, the last second decision from Candy to take the claw.
Oh, no. That's quite... I bet Assassin would be happy about that one. Oh, dear. And anyway, a great flank coming from Rock, and Assassin just eliminated the Lissandra right off the bat. And now this is a beautiful kick. Just sending Unified towards the Piranhas. Alpha Esports waiting for their meal. And Kaiwing here is going to get finished off by Atlin, I believe, on the last auto attack as Assassin takes the shots. That is an ace. That is massive for Alpha.
Yeah, the massive gold lead has started to form as, yeah, that's what I expected to see. Everyone minus the support pretty much in the lead over Talon, minus Hanabi over Atlin, but still it's a small little difference. The rest of that gold, though, it's almost a 7,000 gold lead at 20 minutes here. Alpha in prime position to close this one out as, oh, we're going to, this is just,
I love this bit. I love this bit. Assassin loves the LeBlanc, knows what to do against this matchup, baits in the claw, distortions out.
Oh, that's like just too much, just a little time.
And the thing is, the Scorch just wasn't enough, really. And you know how frustrating it is that Lissandra is quite short range here, and then you just needed one more or two autos? That was just oof.
It's
oof for Candy.
It's a big oof. A very big oof. As Alpha now find themselves in a demanding lead. Rock is 5-1-2. Hanabi can't really step up close to him. Catjung, oh, maybe caught out here. He ended up, who ended up flashing there? Oh, it was River almost getting caught out there by Catjung.
Yep, and Alpha Esports have full control over this area in particular, as wards are starting to sprawl out from Alpha Esports in the darker ends of the Talon jungle, and therefore potential pickups, I guess. They are aiming for Candy. He did use his flash initially. Again, Assassin on hunting duty, really, along with Catjug. Combo was just perfect. The perfect setup. It's actually pretty interesting during the draft that, you know, since Assassin is quite predictable and whatever he decides to pick up, not a lot of bans focus on Assassins. And actually not a lot of respect as well coming from the Lee Sin of Catjug, as it has been 50-50 so far. But I think for Alpha, this is their best performance I've seen, as they've been banking a lot on, you know, long death timers in the late game. This is just really the first time I've seen them take control from early up until now.
So with that, 11 to the scoreline. 3 dragons in favor of Alpha. They can also have the opportunity to pick up the Mountain Drake just for the extra little bit of shielding. That's also a little disgusting. That's going to make it rather difficult here for Talon. As you even see, Alpha have already positioned themselves for it. They have full vision of Kaiwing, catching them out toward the side. Assassin going to get the chain down. He's also going to get caught out by the Chompers. It's just a chain CC, and Kaiwing's going to get taken down. Catjug, is he going to go for it?
He doesn't have flash yet.
No flash available, still waiting on it, but Assassin on over the wall, able to still get a decent little bit of damage off with just the mark. And it's back to this push game where Talon just feel like they don't have an opportunity to come back.
River holding on to that body slam to try and counter any sort of aggression from either Catchug or potentially Assassin, so you can lock in with a Lissandra. I want to see this again. Why did River flash? Oh yeah, this is the tether, rather, on towards Kaiwing. The Chompers, the chains, heavy CC, lock you down, and basically that's a pickoff on towards the support.
So Alpha will claim Mountain Soul as well. And this looks like it's going to be a game that ends very shortly, Ryu. At this point, it's, oh, jeez, how many things you're going to throw at the Gragas? That was Rocket from the Jinx as well? My lord, throwing everything at them. Even Assassin looking for a flank here. There's 2 members stuck underneath the tower. Candy isolated. That's also going to be the zap there. Rock is waiting for him to come out of his ultimate. Sure, you bring over Assassin, but Kaiwing, that means you just brought more people to the party. It's a beautiful kit from Catjung as he's able to find himself the kill on the Lissandra, knocking him down like a bowling pin. 13 to 12, an 8,000 gold lead for Alpha.
Alpha with 4 dragons already. They have the soul. There's a bullet time.
Oh, they're just going to jump on in here. Hanabi gets tagged. He's going to get taken down once again. Facebreaker comes out from Kaiwing. Nothing he can really do, though, at this point, as Assassin also jumps in. They're looking to hunt down Unified. It's the barrel out from River, trying to delay what he can. The tower is going to fall here as Alpha are not stopping.
They're not stopping. 24 minutes still, but Alpha Esports will probably decide to take that reset and be happy with that. Perhaps they will get that Baron first before marching towards Talon Esports. Let's take a look at that again. Assassin, as usual, very far forward. Doesn't matter. They see Candy. In Kaiwing, though, later on, brings the party towards the Rift. Smashes down. Assassin, though, pretty slippery. But at this point, everything just keeps piling in. You have Kino tanking turret shots for a safe disengage away from that. And they try again with a bullet time as they've started this out. Kino with a Devour in. Catjug is just far ahead now, to the point he can just enter the fight confidently and getting a pick off here and there. It's just Alpha's game. I have no words. Talon, there was no answer.
No answer from Talon. They're going to send 3 members back to base up in the top side of the map. But now you got the Infinity Edge completed for the Jinx. You have GA completed for Catchug. Oh boy.
Whoa.
This is Alpha. I think off this Baron can look to just siege in. They're not hesitating with this game. They want to go home. They got dinner already booked at their favorite restaurant. Actually, no, they're not supposed to be going out for dinner. They got the best dine-in they could possibly get. That looks like it's going to be the plan here. Does Talon find themselves a Miracle Steal? Or does Alpha just pull the trigger immediately and just jump in onto Talon? It's going to be the bullet time coming out from Kaiwing. Is able to at least get the first GA, but Rock is still huge there. Kaiwing is on the back foot, trying to at least interrupt this Jinx, but still, it's not enough damage. Assassin looking for Candy. He can't finish it off, but the rockets are starting to come out from Atlan. He's gotten excited, and he wants to keep on going here. River's going to be the next target. Unified is able to kite back for his life just a little longer. Assassin able to dodge away from the Q. Just needs to finish it off, and he will. Unified, the last one remaining. But guess what? Mid lane is getting sieged in here by Alpha as they look to close it out.
And meanwhile, we see the rest of Alpha Esports hunting for Unified, still chasing, but that doesn't matter at all as Alpha Esports with another upset against Talon Esports.
And with that, Alpha, they are able to find the victory. You see, he's just playing with his food. As Atlan takes the Nexus, that's going to be it. Talon take home the victory of losing.
Yes.
That's going to be the victory over to Alpha. I was still unprepared for Alpha to come out like that. I apologize, but my lord, Alpha came to play.
It's true because, you know, Talon Esports at the top 3 of the charts right now, and with Alpha having already some history of defeating Talon, but this was a convincing victory coming from Alpha Esports. They took control of the early game, like everything. They put River in an awkward spot, in a spot we've never seen before, 2 levels behind. Cat Jug. That was a totally different game from Talon. That, I think, is the weakest I've seen from Talon Esports.
Oh, especially early game. Like, the early game just crumbled apart. They're like, oh, River, you got killed 3 times. Well, what should we do? Oh, I can feed him more. That kind of was how it went. Yeah, Talon just... They kind of fell apart there, and they kind of just tried to do what they can, tried to go for fights, but they just weren't ready for it, I guess, and that seemed to hurt them the most.
Especially that they locked in Lissandra in the mid lane. It doesn't really say much about what else is going to happen in the later phases of the game. They were definitely just banking on their bottom lane there, but it didn't really transition well. And just basically once the laning phase was over, it was just already a nightmare to deal with.
Yeah, so at that point, Alpha were able to run home with the victory, and we've seen them do that a couple times before, as unfortunately there for Talon, they just weren't able to find themselves the victory, and they end up dropping a much-needed one, and that actually allows Machi and HQ to widen up the standings and make it a very tight race. Let's take a look towards some of the replays that we saw during the game. This was the mid lane, just back and forth.
The beautiful kick from Cat Jug towards River. Honestly, River in the early phases of the game was just heartbreaking to watch. It was basically Assassin and Cat Jug bullying River in his own jungle. And after that, you know, River wanted to make something happen at top side, but Rock just made an amazing outplay over that portion of the game. But as you can see, 18,000 damage output coming from Assassin. Definitely the highlight player for this game in particular, and as well as, you know, Cat Jug. The Cat Jug and Assassin duo, we see them. It's concrete, it's solid, it's scary.
Yeah, especially his Lee Sin. I'm gonna guess this MVP goes to Cat Jug. I'm gonna guess that's who's gonna get the MVP for this one. That's gonna be like his 4th MVP, and like I think all of them have been on Lee Sin. The guy's an absolute monster. But yeah, for overall Alpha, this allows them to shift just a little bit up in the standings. I think they're currently at 5th right now. Talon, though, losing out here really kind of messes up with some of their plans when you look at the overall scope of things, considering they lost to Machi yesterday. Now they've lost to Alpha here today. They've literally doubled their loss record when it comes to the PCS in just one weekend, and you're darn right that's going to be an MVP over Cat Jug.
Cat Jug was just everywhere and created headaches for not only River, but basically practically everyone else in the Talon Esports squadron, and a well-deserved. And at this point, I feel like it could be a potential target ban, as what else does, you know, Cat Jug play aside from the Lee Sin? He plays the Gragas, but it doesn't really fit his flashy playstyle. Bicycle kicks here and there. So most likely the teams watching this match will really, really be wary about this Lee Sin pick coming from Cat Jug.
For sure. So that was our final game of the day, and let's go ahead and take a look at our standings after day 2 of week 4. So I believe at the very top of the standings it is going to be, of course, AHQ, but still they're having themselves a bit of trouble. They dropped 1 game. Machi closing in. They're currently 9-3. Jaya, though, actually overtake Talon. Now, to be fair, they do have 2 games in hand on the side of Talon, so they can easily try and get back those wins. But Alpha also now get up there into the top 5.
This is very, very wild. Obviously not the PCS ranking we were expecting coming into the season, but meanwhile we see Liab winning their first matches today and also losing against HKA, so that actually shoots them to 6th place. And we see Nova going down towards 7. And HKA, after winning that match against Liab, they are sitting at 4 wins right now in the overall standings.
And they own the double tiebreaker over J-Team, which means J-Team now sit technically 9th outside playoff contention. Again, if you told me 2 out of the 3 representatives that went to the World Championship for the former MSI region, not MSI, LMS region, would be currently sitting outside of playoffs or just on the edge of playoffs, I'd call you crazy. But apparently there can only be one, as AHQ were the only ones to be able to keep their form from last year.
As everyone went into this, this split for a PCS, it's always, because this is the first time in a while that we see, the former LMS squads back at it again with, the C Tour teams after, I believe, 4 years. This is a huge, huge plot twist that we never really expected. And we all welcome the plot twist. We all welcome the unexpected results coming into this tournament. And after, the first round robin, we get a little bit preview already of, the second round robin. And things are shifting. It is completely different from what we've seen in our first round.
Yeah, as you guys can see, let's take a look toward our schedule tomorrow. We're actually going to be starting things off with Alpha taking on Liab, and then we're going to have AHQ taking on Virginia, and then Machi going up against Resurgence.
And the next up will be J-Team as they go up against Talon Esports, since that's going to be their first game. After that, we're going to see another LST versus LMS as HKA and RSG. I believe this is going to be bottom three rather matchup.
Oh, yeah.
And after that, to cap off the night, it's another LST for Nova Esports to take on Talon Esports.
And on top of that, guys, it's not listed on the graphic, but a little birdie did tell me that likely Liab's game that was supposed to be played out on Friday yesterday will actually be played at the end of the day tomorrow. It wasn't on the graphic, but again, I highly recommend, above everything else, to be sure to follow the pages for the PCS, and you guys can keep up to date with all the action as well as news and schedule changes like that one. I think we are putting that out tonight. I'll have to double check for you guys. But with that out of the way, that was our second day of week 4. And thanks for watching, guys. So we'll see you next time and see you tomorrow. Again, it happens every time, Riku. I don't know what's going on.